Meet Jordan, 26 years old, makes $2,800 a month. Not bad, right? But every single month, by the 20th, his account is basically empty. Not because of an emergency, not because something went wrong, just gone. And he has no idea where it went. If that sounds familiar, stay with me. Because Jordan is not bad with money. Jordan was never taught how money actually works. And there's a difference. This video is about that difference. And by the end, you're going to understand exactly why you feel broke, even when you're earning, and what to actually do about it starting today. Let's get into it. Here's the thing most people get wrong. They think being broke is an income problem. Like if they just made a little more, another raise, a side hustle, whatever, everything would fix itself. But that's not how it works. And deep down, you already know that, because you've had more money before. Maybe you got a bonus, tax refund, birthday money, and somehow a few weeks later, it was gone too. Not stolen, not lost, just absorbed. Into your life, into your spending, like it was never there. That's not an income problem, that's a behavior and systems problem, and this is the part nobody talks about. Because fixing your income feels exciting and fixing your behavior feels boring, but boring is what actually works. Stay with me here because this next part is important. There are 4 specific reasons people stay broke, not vague reasons, not you spend too much. 4 real concrete things happening in your financial life that are quietly draining you every month, and the good news, every single one of them is fixable. The first one is this: you spend before you save. Sounds obvious, but think about how your money actually moves. You get paid, you pay rent, maybe a bill or two, then you live your life, food, going out, subscriptions, whatever. And then at the end of the month, if there's anything left, you save it, right? That's the system almost everyone uses, and it's exactly backwards. When you save what's left, you will always save nothing, because life expands to fill whatever you give it. There will always be something to spend that last $100 on. Always. The only way saving actually works is if the money leaves your account before you ever see it, before your brain registers it as available, before it has a name and a purpose and a reason to be spent. This is what Jordan was doing wrong. Every month he told himself he'd save whatever was left over. And every month, nothing was left over. Not because he was reckless, because he had the order wrong. The second reason, and this one's going to sting a little, is that you have no system. You're running on willpower alone. And willpower is the worst financial tool ever invented. Think about it. Every single day you make hundreds of small money decisions. Coffee or no coffee, delivery or cook at home, buy it now or wait. Each one feels tiny, but you're making all of them with raw willpower, no guardrails, no automation, no structure. Just vibes and good intentions. Here's a stat that might shock you. Studies show people make over 200 food-related decisions alone every single day, just food, and we think we're going to use that same tired brain to perfectly manage our finances every month with no system? That's not a you problem. That's a design problem, and the fix isn't trying harder. It's building something that works without you having to try at all. The third reason is lifestyle creep. And this one is sneaky because it disguises itself as success. You get a raise, you upgrade your apartment, new car, nicer dinners, better clothes, and it all feels earned. And because it is, you worked hard. You deserve nice things, no argument there. But here's what's actually happening. Every time your income goes up, your expenses go up to match it, sometimes faster. And you end up with a higher salary, but the exact same amount left over at the end of the month, which is nothing. This is the part nobody talks about. Lifestyle creep is not about being greedy or shallow. It's just what happens when you have no plan for what to do with more money. The default is always to spend it. And without a system, there's that word again, the default always wins. Jordan got a $300 raise 8 months before I'm telling you his story. He remembers feeling great about it. He also has no idea where that extra $300 went every month. It just became normal, absorbed, gone. Stay with me because the fourth reason is the one that makes everything else make sense. You were never taught this, not once, not in school, not by most parents because they weren't taught either. 13 years of mandatory education and not one class on how a credit card actually costs you money. Not one lesson on compound interest, not one conversation about why saving 10% of your income changes your entire life trajectory. You graduated knowing how to find the area of a triangle. You did not graduate knowing how to build an emergency fund. That is not your fault, but it is your problem now. And knowing that, really internalizing it and all, should change how you see yourself. You're not bad with money, you're just working with missing information, okay? So those are the 4 reasons. Now here's how you actually fix them, and I'm going to be specific because vague advice is useless. First, flip the order. Pay yourself first. The day you get paid, move a set amount into a separate account automatically, not what's left over, a fixed amount off the top. Start with whatever you can, $50, $100, $200. The number matters less than the habit. Set it up once, forget it exists, let it grow. Second, automate everything you possibly can. Bills on auto pay, savings on auto pay, remove as many decisions as possible. Every financial decision you don't have to make is a decision you can't mess up. Third, when your income goes up, split it, half to lifestyle, half to savings or debt. You still get to celebrate a raise, but future you also gets to celebrate. That split is what separates people who earn more and people who actually build something. And fourth, spend 30 minutes learning something about money every week. One video, one podcast, one article. That's it. You're already doing it right now. This compounds the same way money does, slowly, then all at once. Now, let's get back to Jordan. Jordan applied 3 of these 4 things. He set up an automatic transfer of $200 on the day he got paid. He put his 3 bills on autopay so he stopped forgetting and getting hit with late fees. And he started listening to One Money podcast on his commute. 3 months later, Jordan had $640 saved. Not because his salary changed, because the order changed, because he stopped trying to win with willpower and built something that worked while he slept. He told me it didn't even feel hard, because it wasn't. He just never had anyone show him how to set it up. That's what this channel is for. That's Play Richly. Real talk about money. No jargon, no fluff, just the stuff that actually moves the needle. If this video helped you even a little bit, subscribe. We drop a new video every week, and each one is built to give you something you can actually use. And next week, don't skip this one, we're talking about the one money habit that separates people who build wealth from people who stay stuck. It's not what you think it is. You don't want to miss it. See you there.